So you think you want to have sex. Now, this is first, let me tell you who I am. I am Kathleen, your conscious coach. I am also a author. I'm a speaker, educator, and a writer as well. I've written a total of 4 books, including this book. So you think you want to have sex, hurt people, help people, things I wish I knew, and the Legacy Workbook. So quickly, I want to tell you about this book. So you think you want to have sex. This book was written to help us share a message with our children about sex. And this is not sex as usual as many think. Like most of us, when we think about having a conversation about sex, we're thinking about, I need to teach my child how to wear a condom or use birth control pill or and things like that. But this book is to bring a conscious awareness level. So, what's the difference in that type of sex education and this type of sex education? Well, this book is actually putting them in control of their sex. It's trying to help them to answer their whys as to why they may be thinking about having sex. Hence the title, So You Think You Want to Have Sex. And so it comes from a conscious mind perspective. What does it mean to have a conscious mind? A conscious mind simply means you have the ability to make critical choices regardless of the situation, circumstance, or the persons involved. And a lot of our children are not able to make those critical choices in critical moments because they have not developed their conscious mind. So this book really takes you through that whole experience of of developing their conscious mind, which means you all are able to have conversations, you're able to have dialogue, you're able to provide guidance to them, and that is the main goal of this book. I want us as parents, especially Black parents, to become the leaders in our home. So we want to lead them in the conversations about when they're ready to have sex. Now, a lot of people, tell young people, well, when you feel like it, well, when you feel like you're ready, when you fall in love, and all those things. But we know that that's not accurate, and the reason we know that's not accurate is because the end result. Whenever you have sex and you end up having a child that you're not ready for, meaning you cannot financially support that child, you're not ready to have sex. And some people may say, well, they may be ready, they just need to use a condom, they just need to use birth control pills. Well, if you need to use a condom and you need to use birth control pills, which are not 100% effective, then you may still, again, want to think about, am I actually ready to have sex? So again, this is for teens, not for grown folks. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But for those who want help, for those who are looking for a tool that can help them have the healthy conversations with their children regarding sex, I believe this is a great book. In fact, I wish I had this book when I was young. And out of the two groups that I am, which are filled with ladies, educated ladies, career oriented ladies, regular, I work at Walmart, or like myself, I'm educated, but I'm a substitute teacher right now. So it's just like everybody. If you want a little help having that conversation and you really want help to guide your children in the right direction, because that's like the main thing, guiding them in the right direction, then you want this book. Um, you know, so there's welcome. I kind of just introduce you to what I'm going to be talking about and why. And then I could jump right into leadership. First, the second chapter is why should I lead? Talks about the beginning of war, and I'm talking about the conflict that they have when they can't figure out, why is it that I'm looking for a boyfriend? And it may just be because they don't have the type of relationship they need to have with their father, or they don't have the type of relationship they need to have within the family in some type of way. I talk about breaking the struggle stories in our lives. Um, and you're going to find that in each chapter. You see those lines? You're going to find that in each chapter. You guys get to do exercises together. So it's kind of like family homework, but it's not anything like way out there. I don't have you doing like research and writing an essay. It's more just conscious mind development, being conscious of your choices, being conscious of what you say, being conscious of what you think. Just be conscious of it. Understand what you're saying. Be able to see long term versus just short term, because a lot of times we're thinking right now for the moment, but we're not able to project and cast or see a vision for what could happen. We know what we want to happen. They want to have sex and they want to fall in love and they want to be with this person, but in real life, is that how it happens? No. I mean, 90% of the people that end up, you know, having sex and having a baby, they don't even stay with the baby daddy. So we know that that's not a reality. I'm not saying it's not a reality to fall in love or whatever, or be in a relationship when you're young. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about when we're making these choices to be sexually involved. And the good thing is the numbers have went down. So we don't have as many teens as we did a few years ago having sex at the rate in which they were a few years ago. In fact, pregnancy for black teens has went down. Now, some of that may be due to having abortions. Some of it may be due to some of them, more of them are on birth control. I'm sure there are varying factors. But nevertheless, the numbers are still high. According to the numbers, African American children still rank number one for being sexually active in high school. Okay, they had 10 million cases of STDs, and teens represented, no, 20 million cases of STDs in 2019, and teens represented 10 million. Half of the, drop my mouse, half of the STD cases were black. I mean, not black, teens were teens. So I just wrote this book. Bottom line, I wrote the book to help us. I wrote the book to help parents. It's an easy to read book. The exercises are easy to follow through with. And it just really, parents, is going to give you a sense of control over the conversation. And more importantly, you're going to be helping your child. You're going to be helping your child think through one of the most crucial decisions of their life, because once they have sex, you can't get your virginity back. You can abstain and all that kind of stuff, but you never get your virginity back, right? You never get to make that choice again. And so we really just want to make sure that we are guiding them in the right direction. And that's what this book is all about. Give them a chance. Give your babies a chance. You probably didn't have a chance. You probably didn't have a family or a book in the home to help you. And your parents probably just said, well, to not get pregnant, use birth control. Make sure he wears a condom. But you didn't have a real conversation. You didn't have real guidance in your life. You didn't have the real tools or help or conversations that you really truly needed. And so you may have messed up your life. You like me, you probably had your first child when you was a teen. I had my second when I was a teen. I had my last one when I was a teen. 3 kids as a teen. Back in our day, that was something that was very familiar in my community anyway. Not all black people, but in my community anyway. And so I see it's obvious that there's a lot of trauma in our community, and that leads to a lot of failure in our community. There's a lot of broken homes in our community, and that tends to lend to a cycle of dysfunction. And so this is the book to help us come back, bring it back, and to start having and giving our children more of an opportunity than some of us ever had. And so that's what this book is all about. So you think you want to have sex. Um, it's not that long, it's not that complicated. It's 88 pages, close to 90 pages long, and you might think, well, the book can't be that good. That's too short. Well, I know you ain't thinking that, because a lot of people don't like to read. But yeah, get this book. Let me see if I can just grab something out of here right quick. All right, so let's see. Let me see what chapter this is. I'm not in a hurry. I got all night, but I'm gonna let you guys go. What chapter is this? Fixing the mind. Say everybody. Okay, this is chapter one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, eight. Fixing the mind to save the body. Let me just read you a little part of this. I say, young ones, here is a message for you. Here's the truth. You were born into this world with your own shell. I say that because I believe we are all a spirit. And like Superman, we can soar through life being our regular selves and going about our daily lives. However, like Superman, evil or unpleasantries have a way of trying to kryptonite your life. So there are things designed to make your life tough, things meant to ruin you, people who will intentionally harm you. All that makes it hard to just soar, meaning you will have to show up some days with superpowers. And sometimes our children aren't ready to show up with superpowers, right? When that girl is pressing them, or that dude is pressing them, or their circle is pressing him, or his homeboys, his boys is pressing him, that's the time when they need to show up with superpowers. You understand? Every day ain't going you every day is not gonna be a regular day where people don't bother you, where you just stand in your lane and you unbothered. That's good. But pressure coming. Real pressure is coming. It's coming. And so this book is about teaching them how to get that superpower, how to be conscious. You will need more information. You will need to be ready and prepared to win the battle for your body. People will try to get in your head. You may run into bullies, or people will try to use you as a dummy or the fall guy. Therefore, you have to be smart. Remember, Superman was fantastic as Clark Kent, but he was dynamic at being the guy with the S on his chest, ready to save the world. Hmm. Before you save the world, how about saving yourself from the weapons formed against you? Oddly enough, the very thing that you were born in needs protection. And we don't think about that. But the body that you were born in needs protection. Woo! And he goes on to talk about some other things. Your mind is your shield. Your cape is your ability to think. And your superpower is being in control of your decisions you make concerning your life. Protecting yourself is a thing. Here we will discuss the kryptonite versus the S on your chest. We want you to have more S power and less kryptonite. Do you understand that our children have more kryptonite experiences, things that distract them, things that trip them up? They can have in their mind, hey, look, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor one day. I want to be this. I want to be that. Do you not know that kryptonite is being thrown at them every day? From songs to videos to their peers to older people, all types of stuff is coming for them. And so this book, that's just one chapter talking about one thing, but this book will help you to guide them, to empower them. And I talk about in the book how I often, as I'm teaching parents to how to have conversations with your children, I talk to them about how to prophesy to your children, how to speak the word to your children, words of affirmation, how to build them up. This book talks about all kinds of stuff. Let me see if I can skip over to another chapter. This is a good piece right here. Now I'm kind of skipping around, but I think we can start right here. Let me see. I am sure that my alternative solutions will not be the answer to every detailed question we have about why our children are not successful at maintaining purity until they are ready for a mature relationship. I know that some help is better than what we have had. It is particularly intriguing to me that I once that I was once a child. I know, right? We all were once kids, and it seems we can only remember we did it. Remember that? Remember. I'm being real. So I can only talk about my experience, but you remember when you was a teen and you had that boyfriend and you probably was 15, 16, 17 years old and y'all was having sex and you remember, that y'all did it. But now you grown and you like you don't even half remember what it was like because it was just like what you was doing. Had sex early or thought about having sex early in life. Some of us did it and had no idea as to why we even did it. And that's reality. Some of us did it and then we didn't even know why we was doing it, male and female. No guidance whatsoever. The only guidance some of us had was, oh, do it, do it, do it, do it. Use a condom, wear a rubber, use a condom, take some birth control pills. But still, why am I having sex with this person? Are we gonna have some type of life? Is this relationship going somewhere? How many people I want to body before I get out of high school? Especially as a female, worse as a male. How much child support you want to be on before you turn 21? Why are we doing it? And it's not like I'm 47. It's not like you don't have years ahead of you. You have years ahead of you, especially as a teen. Your life hasn't even started, honey. But do our children know that? Do our children know their life hasn't really even started? They don't know that. In their mind, their world is right now. They're existing right now. They're not missing a beat right now. But we have to help them. We have to help them navigate their teenage years because they really believe 47 is old. Yet I'm 47 and I'm here to tell you 47 is halfway there. And it's 20 years, it's 30 years between being 17 and 47. 30 whole years. So you understand you're very young. They're very young. So they need guidance. They got plenty of time. And so now is a good time to share why you want them to have a better experience in life. Please do not go into detail about every little sex scene you had. Take it to the grave. Oh my God, I can't say that enough. Sometimes we empower children to do the wrong thing because we share too much information. Um, let's see. So it says, when you look back over your life, you may be able to answer these questions, mom and dad. Give it a try. Keep in mind, you can have them write these questions and answer them in the sharing notebook. Number them however you choose. Looking at your childhood, what was the need? What was the lack? Did you need attention? Did you need someone for emotional support? Did you need some quality time with your family? Maybe that missing daddy? Did you need money? What was absent? Did you have affection in your home? A sense that some Did you have a sense that someone cared about you? Did you feel no one understood or valued you? Did your parents seem approachable in the good and bad times? Have you ever revisited your childhood long enough to remember how you viewed life and your choices at the time? I invite you to sit with your younger self for a week or two. Go back to that emotional and mental place. What part of you was hurting at the time you decided that factoring in a sexual relationship was the answer? So, parents, you get the book, you read through the book, and then you share this with your children because these are the lessons that we need to learn in order for our children to be successful. So you think you want to have sex. A conscious mind guide to teach sexual responsibility. Look, I got to figure out how to hold it, where to hold it. Oh, did my page come up? Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night as I find my mouse. Be sure to join me Tuesday for. Okay. had a, had a little technical difficulty there, but see you guys next time. Thanks for